back again with yet another video. So I just finished reading Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Let's quickly go through the synopsis real quick. So Harry Potter, this is his second year at Hogwarts. Of course, you have little tiny things that leads to the bigger picture, which is something or someone is turning people into stone. And people look petrified, they're not dead yet, and they're just trying to figure out who is doing all of this. And obviously this leads to a bigger picture, but yeah, that's pretty much it for like the synopsis. Of course, it's longer, but it's like little inconveniences here and there that leads to like the bigger mystery of who is turning people into stone. I'm to be honest with you, I just got done listening to it. That's why it's going to be spoilery while my memories are so fresh. But I'm surprised that I'm giving this like a 3.5. Like, who would have thought? Like, you guys, maybe it's the new decade or something. Maybe it's 2020 or something. But like, I'm surprised that I actually like this. Like, his thing, I guess I got transferred back to a kid watching the Harry Potter movies, because I always thought that the Harry Potter movies, watching them as a kid, was kind of creepy, especially when it comes for certain scenes and with the CGI and stuff. It was so creepy back then. So because it kind of made me remember some of them, I got scared for a few things. Like, for example, let's start from like the very beginning, because I have a few thoughts. Number one, I still hate his aunt and uncle. They're so goddamn abusive, so emotionally abusive and neglectful, and I hate them. I really enjoyed the card sequence with the magical cards with the Weasleys, Ron Weasley and his brothers. I really appreciate them so much, and like the mother is so she's a force of nature, you know? She really takes care of them, and I really love their whole trying to sneak Harry Potter out. Obviously they got caught, but they managed to get away. And here's the thing, I would figure that for someone who doesn't like Harry Potter, his aunts and uncles, that they would want him to be gone, you know, as in to like go away. I figured that they would be happy with him away from them. So it makes no sense for trying to like physically keep him here, because like they put bars and stuff and keep all that other stuff out. Unless like, I don't know, maybe, I don't know how Britain is like when it comes for like, I don't know, welfare. I don't know, maybe they signed Harry Potter onto their taxes so that way they can get more money. I don't know why they want to keep Harry Potter but also hate him so much, because I would figure like if you hate this kid so much, why not let him go to like you know, the Hogwarts place? At least you'll be rid of him for a while, right? But abuse does many crazy shit. So we move on to another part with the car scene that got me really scared for these kids, and it was like, wow, it's kind of dark, you know. But it's when Ron and Harry Potter, they were using a magic car to fly to Hogwarts. My goodness, that whole thing had me like like when the engine stopped in the middle of the air, I was so scared for these kids. And like that, and his thing, I was driving when they were driving their magic car in the air, and when they crashed, I was like, because like here's the thing, when I was younger, I was in a car crash. It was like and like they crashed real hard, you know, Harry Potter got a bump on his head, and I felt so bad because Ron, he broke his wand, and I was like, oh, Ron. Yeah. So we go to the school, and of course it's things as usual. Hermione was trying to send letters to Harry Potter, but of course, you know, his aunt and uncle being abusive and neglectful and shit, they made sure that nothing would get to him, which is strange. But so they reunite. Strange things are of course happening again. There's this weird girl who's a ghost. She prefers to, I don't know, nobody seems to like her, I guess, and she seems to be bullied a lot, but especially when she was dead. I mean, when she was alive, and now I guess dead. But something strange is going on at Hogwarts. People are being frightened. They stumble across something that they shouldn't have at nighttime, and next thing you know, you see a wall that's full of I think either paint or blood that says the Chamber of Secrets is open, and they don't know what is going on. There's lots of theories. I know, here's the thing, with the lore and stuff, that there was going to be you know, the rightful heir to the Slytherin family line, and people are thinking that it's Harry Potter, because during their combat training, Harry was talking to a snake, and this is the second time that he's done this, because I remember him doing this in the first book with that one who wanted to go to Brazil at the zoo. And so apparently very few people could do that, and most of the people are in Slytherin. And you see insecurities from Harry Potter, because he doesn't want to be in Slytherin. That's what he said in like the first book. But personally, I think it would be kind of good for him to be in Slytherin, because it'll be great to see a redemption. It seems like, here's from what I'm hearing from Harry Potter fans and online, it seems like J.K. Rowling really hates Slytherin people, even though she wrote them, but it's like she really tries her best to make them the bad guy. But even I feel like when it comes for bad guys, there's different aspects about them. Like you could be, like for example, you can be somewhere towards the gray leading towards black, or maybe you could be more in the gray zone within Slytherin. I feel like there are so many different, what I'm saying is, even though it's a kid's book, you can have complex characters. Like for example, Snipes, obviously he did something good in the first book when it turns out he was actually protecting Harry Potter during the Quidditch thing. Something bad happened, and they thought that it was him manipulating the whole thing, but it turns out he was protecting Harry, which I think I got spoiled for that later on in the books as to why he was protecting Harry. I forgot something about protecting, and I don't know, promise, maybe a promise to someone. Either way. So see, he's considered evil, but he's doing a little bit something good here, and he's what, a Slytherin as well. Either way, I feel like I don't appreciate the discrimination against Slytherins. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that you shouldn't take children's intelligence for granted. Okay, I think they can handle morally gray characters at that age. When let's be honest, they probably see morally gray characters in their regular life. So why not do that with the Slytherin characters? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm gonna speed this up in my editing, but yeah, something weird is going on. They almost got blamed for it, and because of the shenanigans that they got into outside of school, they almost get expelled, but then they don't. They almost get expelled throughout the whole book, just saying. I'm sorry. Anyway, so we continue on with this weird mystery, and Harry Potter discovers this weird book, this diary, and it belonged to this guy named Tom Riddle, and he's trying to figure out, oh, this was around the time when all something similar was happening at that time. So they're trying to figure out what's going on. Hermione, Harry starts to like listen to some kind of weird voice, but he doesn't understand what it is. Hermione, she comes out with a bright idea. Holy shit, I need to go to the library. But then, unfortunately, Hermione and some other girl, she becomes a victim to whatever is going on in Hogwarts, because she turns to stone as well. And they're really shocked. They're really scared for her. She's in the hospital, well, their version of a hospital. And now things are getting worse at the school. There's also these weird ass spiders that they discovered in the Hogwarts that's kind of like sprawling away, and clearly Ron is just like me, scared of spiders, because when I heard that part I was like, I gotta get going. I was trying to like quickly read past that, because anything with spiders I'm just like, no. So they decide, you know what, tonight's the night. A few days later, tonight's the night, we gotta figure out something. And so they decide to use their invisible cloak, and they go to Hagrid's place, but they're undercover because all these teachers like Dumbledore and all that stuff, they start to come to him, and they think that he has something to do with it, because wait, Harry, he when he was younger, we discovered why Hagrid was expelled, which I have a question about that, but I'll save it for like later on. So Hagrid was expelled because they think that he has something to do with what happened 50 years earlier with the dead girl who died in the bathroom. And it turns out the dead girl is miserable Myrtle. It's a ghost who's being bullied and all that stuff, who was alive and died. Turns out she was the person who died, and it was around the same time that all the same shit was happening at the school. So she died because of that, and she doesn't know why she died like that. She just knows that she saw something and it made her die, and obviously it has something to do with the creature that came from the Chamber of Secrets that everybody's all hush hush about. And the thing is that the Chamber of Secrets can only be opened by apparently the heir of the Slytherin house and all that other shaz. But turns out, you know, someone else opened the Chamber of Secrets, and of course we find out who it is later, and it's like, whoa, that's kind of messed up. So here's the thing, they found out because Hermione, right before she turned to stone, ever the smart one, like I feel like Hermione is that smart chick who, she's not going down without a fight. I don't know why, okay, this is messed up too compared to like a kid's book, so hear me out. So in Law and Order SVU, yes, I'm using that example. There was this one character who was alive in the show. It was earlier on in the seasons, right? And she herself she's either a lawyer or a detective, but either way, she died, okay? She ends up being murdered and, you know, raped by, no, I think she only got murdered. Either way, she got murdered, okay, she's dead, by the serial killer within, the serial killer and slash rapist in Law and Order SVU. But clearly, she never went down without a fight, because she always makes sure to have evidence. So even when she died, she made sure to scratch this person. She knew she was gonna die. She just made sure to scratch this person to make sure that any DNA that the person who killed her would be underneath her fingernails. And they caught the guy because they got the DNA and all that stuff from him. Hermione is like that chick. And I'm so sorry to compare those two, but it is true. She's very much down to earth, and she will not go down without a fight. And I think that's why I think that she's becoming my favorite. I don't know why everybody hated her at first. I think that the fandom, you know, likes her as she got older throughout the books, but I don't know, I think she's fine. Like, people find her annoying for some odd reason. Like, I get it, but then again, all kids around that age are annoying, so I don't know why they found her particularly more annoying. I don't know, maybe it's something to do with smart girls. Anyway, so I like her. She did not go down without a fight. She made sure that even if she died or something, she would have evidence in her hands. And that's my girl, Hermione. That's my girl. Look at me being into Harry Potter. Who knew? Who knew? It truly is a new decade. Anyway, so that's how they found out about this weird snake-like thing that's, first of all, is big as shit. I don't understand how they could not hear or see the snake going around this whole castle or outside. It makes no damn sense. It makes no sense. So it turns out this snake is the king of all the serpents. And another clue was that, okay, so the night that they were supposed to went to Hagrid, he got taken away to some kind of weird place. But basically, he mentioned another clue to follow the spiders, and obviously Ron, like me, was scared. So next time, they decide to follow the spiders, and they got surrounded by these big-ass spiders. No. 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 1,000 times no. When I read that part, I had to take a break because like all these big ass creatures and they're all coming at you, and even the small ones and the tiny ones and the big ones, and it's like, oh, they're coming towards. It's too much. It is too much. It's like, anyway. So Hagrid, I forgot. Hagrid got expelled. I'm going all over the place, just so you know. Hagrid got expelled because, of course, they thought that he did it, but he was protecting this creature that came flying out of this the closet, and one of the teachers tried to kill it, but Hagrid tackled the teacher, so the spider, the big ass spider, could get away. And I think the spider, he was scared at the time. The spider was scared of what was going on inside the Hogwarts, and it turns out the spiders are all scared of the serpent for some odd reason. Anyway, so yeah, that's why they left. And 50 years later, we see this big ass spider, the one that escaped, that's bigger than all of them. And apparently, I guess most of these are the kids. He captures Harry Potter and Ron, and he explains to them, and he notices that, oh wait, you're the one who I saw in the memory. And they have a chat, and he explains to them, like, no, it wasn't me who killed that kid. I was trying to get away from what's inside Hogwarts, that big ass snake. And he's like, but y'all can't leave. And I was like, what? Like, let them go. I was so, like, I'm sorry, like, if I'm blinking out on the spider bit, but, like, that part just creeped me out. And the thing is, maybe it's because I'm so creeped out that I probably blocked that from the memory of the movie. But I don't think I remember seeing that in the movie. If that was in the movie, then it's no wonder why I was scared to watch Harry Potter as a kid. No. But I'm terrified. Anyway, fast forward. So Hermione gets taken advantage of, a few more students, and the one student that pushes everything over the edge where they have to, like, where the teachers made a decision to send everybody back home is because Ron Weasley's little sister, Grendel, it starts with a G. Anyway, Grilljoy? No, Grinny. I think Grinny. Grinny, she is taken to the Chamber of Secrets, and there's no way to get there as far as the teachers can know. So they presume her dead already. Like, this chick is dead. She, like, it's like, damn, you just gonna let her go? It's almost as if, I don't know, that scene when they were talking about her being taken to the Chamber of Secrets, and me thinking of spiders, it automatically thinks of that. It makes me think of that moment from It, where, like, because here's the thing, they go to the Chamber of Secrets with the teacher who turns out to be a scam artist, y'all. Hold up, this teacher, right? There's this teacher who was, he claims to be this huge ass, monster hunter, right? Turns out, and he's been selling books in this world, right? Turns out he's been interviewing the real people who hunt these monsters, right? And then he used a spell to wipe out their memories, take their stories, and make him the hero. And you can tell that he was full of shit because when the teacher said, you go kill this monster and being, and like, he was so scared. Turns out he ain't never did any of that stuff, and he's like scamming these people. It's like, wow. Not only did you scam people to buy your books, but you also managed to scam your way into being a teacher. Because how the hell are you supposed to teach child? Anyway, that teacher, that, if I can even call him that, is a goddamn scam artist. So they take him down with him, and I'm glad that the boys managed to tackle him into it. And they're in the Chamber of Secrets now. And as it turns out, the snake killed the girl in the bathroom. So she saw something in the girl's bathroom and towards the mirror, but she saw directly into the serpent's eye, which is what makes you die and all that stuff. So now she's dead. Anyway, so they discover the hidden entrance to the Chamber of Secret, which is in the girl's bathroom. Which I don't know what the message is, but I find it, I don't know, I kind of chuckled that the pathway that the snake was using, at least some of the snake was using, was in the girl's bathroom. What are you trying to say about us females? Anyway, so they go downstairs, well, deep into the chambers, and they find the dead skin of the snake. I don't know, like, it wasn't as creepy, but like, I love how they describe the skin of the snake, because I don't know, I kind of want to, like, if I was an artist, I'd probably draw the snake, because the imagery already seems beautiful to me, oddly enough. Even though I would never want a pet snake, but like, I don't know, snakes are always amusing to me, more than spiders. Anyway, so they somehow get separated because the whack-ass scam artist of a teacher, he managed to get his wand back. Oh yeah, the boys attacked him and took his wand. So he manages to get his wand back, and holy crap, he tries to wipe their memories away so that way he can leave, but something bad happened, which made Ron and the other dude, the other scam artist teacher, stuck while Harry Potter was on the other side. Harry Potter decided to go and hunt down the snake by himself, but he manages to find Grinny Weasley, Ron's sister, and she's just like the girl in It. Like, she's just suspended in air, I guess, and like her eyes are white and all that other stuff. So poor sis, turns out she's slowly dying because it's attached to that notebook, the Tom Riddle's diary, and Tom Riddle shows up as this weird ass apparition, and she's like, holy shit. Harry Potter's like, holy shit, we got to get out of here. I don't know when this weird thing is gonna come back, but you know, obviously him being a 12-year boy, he's not figuring out like, oh, something's wrong with this dude because he kept smiling all evilly like and stuff, and it's like, come on, Harry Potter, like catch up with us. But yeah, he finds out that, oh, you're actually evil. And turns out it was part of Tom's plan all along. Turns out he through the notebook was able to drain Grinny's soul essence of her to make himself stronger. And now he reveals himself to be the Voldemort. Turns out Voldemort's name was Tom Riddle, who just like Harry Potter was an orphan. He came from a Muddle like background as well, and now shit kind of hit the fan. It's like, Voldemort already? Like, here's the thing, I would have liked it if it was something else connected to Voldemort instead of him showing up himself. But basically, he trapped his soul inside, you know, an essence, part of him in the notebook. I mean, the diary, so that way he can eventually gain power. And so that's revealed. You know, Voldemort, he decides to summon the huge snake that's been killing, well, not killing, but frightening people to death almost, and tries to kill Harry Potter again. That didn't work. Harry Potter, now this I do remember from the movie, he got poisoned, but then the Phoenix, you know, healed him. Oh yeah, so I'm bad at explaining things. So Dumbledore, that dude, he sends a few tools over to help Harry, which is the hat that chooses your fate and all that, where, you know, where you go in the houses, and a phoenix. So the phoenix has healing powers that heals Harry when it cries. So Harry is healed from the poison. They managed to defeat the Tom, aka Tom Riddle, aka Voldemort. Voldemort is salty yet again, and they managed to escape. And it feels so bad for Grinny because it turns out the whole time she was being manipulated into doing those things to people. So she could get expelled, but she doesn't because they kind of hide the fact a little bit, and Dumbledore is kind of on their side. Well, is on their side. So Grinny is saved yet again. So they tell the truth about what happened, including with Grinny, and they don't expel her. And everything is kind of back to normal. They get awards. They get a few points for the house. And Harry begins to question Dumbledore, like, hey, I'm kind of worried about, like, me and my connection with Voldemort because, you know, the choosing hat, whatever it's called, it almost put me in, you know, the Slytherin house. And Dumbledore reassures him, like, hey, no, you belong in Gryffindor. And yeah, he I guess I find it interesting that, you know, Harry Potter is questioning if there's darkness within him. And I know that later on down the line, I forgot which book, but it's during, you know, Harry Potter's teenage years, and he's the most moody, I guess, per se. So maybe he might confront his darker part of himself during those years. Anyway, and here's the thing. Lastly, they go back home and all that other stuff. They go to separate ways. But it's like Hermione makes a comment saying that everybody's healed by now. So Hermione is back to normal. She asks Harry before they leave towards the train station, wow, your aunt and uncle should be proud of you and all that stuff. And it's like, now then, this is the second year, but I would expect Harry Potter, since they are friends, to like let them know, like, no, my Muddle, like aunt and uncle are quite abusive to me. So I would think that, do they not have child protective services in this magical kingdom? Like, these are valid questions I'm asking. Do they not have that? Like, at most, I thought that, I don't know, I think they have some kind of rule about not doing witchcraft or, you know, wizardry around Muddles, but like, y'all don't got some kind of protection against, you know, what if, like, okay, obviously this is a kid's book, but I gotta ask some serious questions. Like, what if, because you got, of course, the purebloods, but then again, you also got, you know, the wizards who come from, you know, a Muddle background. What happens if, and it happens with, and I'm wondering with the purebloods too, like, what do you guys do with, you know, kids that may be traumatized from their abusive parents, whether they're humans or wizards? Like, for all we know, they could be emotionally abusive, physically abusive. Like, do y'all wizards have anything against that, or do you not care enough? Or is it, I don't know, it's just something, I don't know, there's just something off about that whole thing that I don't feel great about that. Not to mention about Hagrid, which I promise I would go back to this question, but here's the thing, he got expelled and he's not allowed to use magic again. So it kind of makes me wonder, like, is there a way to, like, of course they took his wand away, but it's like, surely there's other ways to use magic, right? I mean, surely, what about the people who decide to drop out of, you know, Hogwarts? Are they not allowed to, you know, use magic anymore? Are they, you know, now banned from using magic? What someone from the fandom, like, help me with this. I also want to know, I don't know, what happens if, like, I don't know, what happens if certain wizards, you know, just decides, you know what, maybe Hogwarts isn't for me. Maybe I found a different path. You know how, like, it's kind of mirrors in real world, but not really, because they have their own shit going on. But what if, like, they decide, you know what? Because here's the thing, Hogwarts seems like a high school-ish, or no, it seems like a high school / middle school, whatever age type of school for the privileged. And maybe every once in a while, if you are, lucky enough you get to get in? What about the people who may not be able to go there? Because, you have the Weasleys, like, sure, they're okay, like, they're not rich, but they're well enough to get, at least be able to get secondhand books. But what if the people, like, textbooks for school, but what if the people can't afford that? Are they not allowed to be wizards or something? Is there, like, some kind of special program to help pay for that stuff? I have questions. So I'm sure that it's going to be answered or something, but yeah, that's it. I just wanted to talk about Harry Potter. That's all. That's it. I probably will read the next book next month, because I'm following HP versions. But yeah, these are questions. These are all questions that's in my head. That's it. That's all I wanted to talk about. I hope you guys have a nice day. I kind of sympathize with Voldemort, but not really. To be so bothered by a 12-year-old, pathetic. I feel like I'm gonna save my thoughts if I continue on with the series, but Voldemort reminds me of a certain anime character that I like very much, but also got done dirty by the creator of the series. So I got to go. Goodbye.
Read a book, read a book, read a motherfucking book. Read a book, read a